Well, when I started this chemtrail movement, when I really started doing truth videos and exposing crimes against humanity, the reason why I'm showing you this picture is that my daughter was in her internship to be a forensic psychologist. She was actually going to the jails and interviewing people, right? So my daughter was killed quite a while ago, over 3 years ago, and she was murdered by the same people that are covertly targeting me. And this is what I'm trying to expose in my court trial. I caught a perp on my property with a military-style direct energy weapon. I don't care what people say. Oh, I know that they come from the cell towers, but they still have what they call DNA mapping guns, and they can come on your property and harass you. Now, the reason why they come on your property and they're perps is because they're trying to get you to go after them so that they can falsely accuse you of a crime. And that's exactly what they did. So I was booked because somebody broke onto my property and I was defending my property. I was booked for a felony, actually 2 felonies, which I'm just blown away. The police were told to manipulate the report. I even have a friend of mine that was a police officer, and he said, "Oh my God, this is ridiculous." I mean, what? He said the way that the cop wrote it up, he said, it makes you look like you're nuts. And I'm like, well, how can it be manipulated? I mean, at 4 o'clock in the morning, I come outside, I shined a light, and I saw a perp with a hoodie and a military-style weapon on my property. How can they write that up to where I'm a crazy lunatic? Well, they did. They did it. Because I grabbed my gun because I was afraid for my life. I didn't shoot at the guy, didn't cause him any harm. There was never any verbal conflict, nothing. I was just thinking, well, this guy is going to, if I'm going to go out and shine a light on him, he might shoot me. I let go of my dogs. He took off running about 300 feet through the woods. And listen to this. Of course, they have cover stories. These people are paid and funded by ex-private security corporations. And these private security corporations are ex-police officers, FBI, CIA, so they know how to get away with crimes. They're never going to put somebody in the neighborhood that doesn't have a cover story. I mean, come on. I'm a newspaper boy. I'm delivering papers. I wasn't on your property. Oh, really? So I'm just seeing things in the middle of the night. So they're trying to say that I'm just making all this up. I mean, seriously. I mean, chemtrails aren't real. I mean, geoengineering's not real. I'm just making it all up. You know, that's a conspiracy theory, and there's no such thing as direct energy weapons, and there's no such thing as covert harassment. You know, people aren't following me around. You know, that's all make-believe. You know, I mean, every video that I did about exposing the truth is all just crazy, right? Well, so let's go back to the death of my daughter. Long time ago, they knew that they were going to prosecute us as being nuts. I said this many years ago that they were going to try to say that we're all nuts. Because nanotechnology and chemtrails is a brain mind control technology through microwave radiation. The problem with us is that it's not working. The mind control is not working on us. We can see what you can't see. The other people, and you know, they spray like things like date rape drugs and all kind of things to make you lose your memory, right? There's all kind of chemicals in these chemtrails, but it's not working on us for some reason. Us truthers, we know that it's not working. We know this. We're not falling for their lies on their mainstream media. So therefore, just like the story of Jesus Christ, you know, you release Barabbas, the real criminal, and then you crucify the person that's trying to wake you up and take you out of slavery. So the first thing that I was virally infected with and you know, taken falsely to jail was a psychologist that was trying to say I'm nuts. How come you didn't call the cops right away? Well, how come the perp didn't call the cops right away? Took them almost, 5 hours to come arrest me. How come they call? He didn't call right away because he had to cover up his fucking evidence. I didn't call because many of reasons. I don't even want to discuss it. But when I dial 911, I don't get 911. My whole life has been intercepted. And almost every person that I've ever been friends with has betrayed me, just like the story of Jesus Christ. And I'm literally living that life of betrayal. I am living the life of Jesus Christ. And I don't care what anybody says. I know for a fact I can read the Bible and I'm like, shit, that happened to me. That happened to me. That happened to me. And I guess I'm earning favoritism with the Creator. But when you earn favoritism with the Creator in this world, you become the enemy of the slave bankers, right? So, all right, I'm trying to bail out. They wouldn't let me. They held me there for 3 days, and they microwaved me. They tortured me. They torture people in these prisons, okay? They microwave and torturing me. I didn't sleep for 3 days. They held me in there. And then, finally, when they released me, I had to go through a forensic psychologist. Hello, my daughter was a forensic psychologist. She's now, there she is right there. She's now dead, murdered by a criminal cabal, a perp that was her boyfriend. And the police did everything they did. I tried to expose that she was being covertly harassed, that her boyfriend was a perp. It wasn't just me, but it was her relatives. It was her friends. He threatened her the night before she died. Threatened her. To kill her. Threatened to kill her. He was never arrested. Same thing with this perp. They don't arrest the perps. They don't. And this is really sad. So not only that, my daughter was being electronically tortured. And of course, the doctors call it lupus and fibromyalgia and tachycardia and all the neurological issues that go with being microwaved to death, of course. And they got fancy names for it. So hell, the doctors are liars. They're paid liars. I mean, because they go to the school of Rockefeller, and Rockefeller's behind the electronic torture. I mean, this is his way of making money in the medical field, just torture people to death. And the next thing you know, they're in the hospital and they're spending, half their life savings trying to figure out what's wrong with them. It even goes down as far as low as allergies. You know how much money they make on allergy medication and cold medication? Because electronic torture or electronic microwave harassment will give you allergies. The whole body is electric. Everything's a frequency. So imagine if my daughter was alive and she was a forensic psychologist. Okay? How could they convict me? My daughter would be a witness in the trial. I mean, so there you go. Everywhere I turn, I uncover motive, 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 motive. For example, they accuse me of going after a paper boy at 4 o'clock in the morning. There's no motive. I don't know the kid. I don't know who he is. What motive do I have to go after a paper boy? Give me a break. I'm sleeping at 4 o'clock in the morning. There's no motive. He has a motive. Matter of fact, Donald Newhouse was who my boss used to work for. And I was told that he delivered the Times-Picayune, which is owned by Donald Newhouse. Donald Newhouse, I have evidence against of covert harassment in the workplace. So, is there motive on his side? Absolutely. This is why I'm asking for help, guys. I have to uncover this. This is not just the uncovering of the death of my daughter. This is, please help me on the Fundly account. I mean, it takes money to bring witnesses and testimonies and proof. I'm even trying to get a psychologist and a doctor to testify. There's many doctors that are admitting of the direct energy weapons and the covert harassment and electronic torture. So I need financial help. Please help me. The most important thing, if you help, take my Fundly account and share it with other people. They're locking up my Facebook account. They won't let me access certain websites. So I need you to share this, please.